And, of course, you are tuned in to WSKV 104.9. This is the pre-recorded broadcast from the fundraiser dinner forum.
Well, folks, my name is Cory Graham. I'm running for Stanton City Council. I made the decision to do that earlier this year. And first, I want to thank the Democratic Committee for putting this on, all of you for coming out, and for giving the nonpartisan candidates a chance to speak. It's really good of them to open this floor up to those of us who have the opportunity to try and represent those of you who live in our districts. I want to say the name of 4 nations in the world. It might seem a little odd to bring up international politics in a Stanton City Council race, but if you'll bear with me for 1 second, I promise it'll make sense. Iraq, Uganda, Pakistan, and India. When you think of those 4 countries, you rarely think of anything positive. Yet all 4 of those countries, according to the CIA, currently have a lower poverty rate than the city of Stanton, Kentucky. That is unacceptable. Our council, our mayors, they've worked hard over the years. They've done good work. We should recognize the work that they've done. But it's time to continue pushing forward and to push harder and stronger than we ever have before. We are losing generations of our children. We're losing them to drugs. We're losing them to poverty. We're losing them to hopelessness. Right now, 1 out of every 3 people living in Stanton on average is living in poverty. Almost 41% of the children under the age of 5 are living in poverty. Drugs are rampant on our streets, crime is climbing, and heroin has invaded our town. In Newport, 5 years after the dramatic increase in heroin hit their town, heroin-related crimes increased by 2,850%. We cannot stand back and allow this to infest our county or our cities. As your next city councilman, if you're with me, I will stand strong for a strong police force. We can work with future Sheriff, hopefully, Frazier. Work strong to fight these crimes, to nip these things in the bud, to rid our streets of this criminal element that is driving us into the ground. We can work with our state government for tax incentives, for grants, for programs we can bring in, working with the mayor to make opening a business in Stanton not seem like a ridiculous idea. We can bring greater economic prosperity into the town of Stanton, Kentucky, unlike anything we've seen in generations. In the last 15 years, Lexington, Richmond, Mount Sterling, and Winchester have seen their populations increase by an average of 18%, while Stanton, in that same period of time, has seen its decrease by 16%. Those numbers in those cities I mentioned are our children. They are a generation of our citizens moving away, running from joblessness, running from hopelessness, running from drug abuse and crime and into the cities around us and supplying their economies, supplying their generations with leaders. We cannot stand back and allow this trend to continue. If we plan to move Stanton into the 21st century, and I do, I grew up here. I grew up on Airport Road. I love Stanton. I'm not going anywhere. What I'm asking is come November 4th for all of you to come with me. And let's turn the page on the past. Let's bury what we've left behind and keep the good parts of our community. Let's run forward as hard as we can and say we will not stand by and allow hopelessness, joblessness, drugs, and despair to run our town. We have pride in Stanton, and we will bring that pride to the streets of Stanton every single day. Thank you all.
Candidate for Stanton City Council, Mr. Cory Graham.